All righty, what is going on, family? How is everybody? Welcome. We are officially live. It's Friday. It's 6. I'm here. You here. So happy to be here. So glad to be here, man. Checking in. See everybody checking in. Saying what's up. Let me make sure as always. Got to check the tech, right? Got to check the tech. Make sure. So if you can hear me, if you can see me, let me know. Just say something in the chat so I'll know that you can both see me and hear me. I do believe we should be good to go. Let me get some water before we get started. Oh man, it has been a great 7 days here, folks. Great 7 days here. Man, how is everybody doing? Tonight. It's just me. Gave my son a day off, right? So if there's any comments amiss, I can't blame him because he's not here. Strictly all on me. So bear with me. I can see everybody here. Man, so tonight we're going to be talking about the 5 tools that every business needs to have, right? We can do things without tools. It's possible, right? Like technically you can nail a nail into a piece of wood without using a hammer, right? It's totally possible. But if you have a hammer, which is a good tool to have when nailing something, it makes it easier, right? So having the right tools to do the job makes that job that much easier. So we want to talk about tonight the tools, at least in my opinion, from my experience, the top 5 tools that every entrepreneur needs to have to be successful. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cue the intro video. And when we come back, we'll get to it. Alrighty, folks, so good to see you here. For those of you who are maybe just checking in, honestly don't know who I am, my name is Tyrone Gregory. I am your favorite uncle cousin, and this is the Self-Employed Tax Guys YouTube channel. Much appreciate you being here. So tonight, talking about all the tools that we need, man. Seeing everybody check in. So let me do this here. Spoon Man says that he recently discovered the channel. Well, I'm glad that you discovered it. Glad that you find that the content is great. Because I've been feeling real villainous lately, man. I've been feeling like the evil villain of the business and tax world lately. I'm going to have to talk about that simply because there's so many things that's being promoted to try to get people to buy and do things like that. And the way that they're promoting, I'm like, that don't make sense. It's not, y'all know me. I'm always completely opposite, man. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. So good. First to see here. Oh, we have a first timer in the building. So Janelle, welcome. If you're a first, or what you just said, you're a first timer. So welcome.
High
High five to you for joining us. Much appreciated. So glad that you are here. Everybody's checking in. I see you, my girl Maria is here. So glad to see you here, Maria. We got to get ready with it. I think next couple of weeks, we're about to have a brain overload with some awesome training that's going to be happening. What else? Let me see. I want to make sure I ain't miss nobody here. Okay, everybody saying that they can see me and hear me. Good. Dana, I see you. Welcome. So good to see you here. Miss Brown, hello to you. And I just got your message too. I think I'll after this, I'll go ahead and respond and get that information because I understood what you're saying, but I don't think you understood what I was saying. So I'll go ahead and let you know that after this is here. So how is everybody doing? How is, just how are you, right? It's been the last 7 days, a lot of things being cooked out, a lot of things happening. Hold on here. I'm trying to make sure that we that I'm getting everything. Again, I always got to check the tech, y'all. Got to check the tech. As much as we love it, we got to make sure that it is working for us. Good. All right. So let's get that out of here so we can do that. All right. I kind of lost my train of thought. Hello to all. Everybody's checking in. Good, good, good. So let's go ahead and talk about tonight again. Tools. We need them. They make our job efficient, right? They help us get things done. They help us get the job done quicker. Like I was just giving the example beforehand about the hammer and the nails. You can honestly nail a nail into a piece of wood without a hammer. It's doable, but a hammer makes it just that much better. And even better than a hammer, if you have a nail compressor, right? That's even better. You ain't even got a hammer. You just simply poof, 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 poof. Tools, right? Having the right tools to get the job done. So that's what I'm going to talk about this evening. There are 5 that I personally believe that we must have. Again, this stems from my experience. This is from me just making mistakes throughout the course of the business, not having this thing. And it's not an exhaustive list, right? This is not the entire list of tools that one must have, but these to me are the top tools that an entrepreneur must have. And I know there are a lot of other tools that are out there. And again, if I miss anything, if I miss any tools, by all means, let me know what some of the tools that you use, and we'll go from there. Real quick, I see, my phone is always listening to me. Every time I talk, it turns on. Let's see. Cher Slade says, can I discuss whether the EIDL and or the PPP are good loans to get for sole proprietors or small business LLCs? If we have enough time, I definitely will kind of talk about the EIDL and the PPP. I know I mentioned it in last week's video, kind of went over that. But definitely if I have enough time at the end, we'll kind of get to that here. So let me do this here. Let me get our presentation ready so we can be good to go. All right, so without any further delays, I'm gonna go ahead and put the everything on the screen here so we can get to it. So let me know if y'all can actually see that. I want to make sure that everything is visible. Again, trying something new. If you can see the little box that's over there, if it's big enough, great, let me know. If not, then we can just switch it to full screen. So let's get to it. So the top 5 tools you must have, beginning with the first one, a website. Okay, now this is a must have if you're in business today. Okay, a website. I know a lot of people think that social media should be good enough, or that, maybe your product or whatever, it may not fit in the website, but no. If you want to make sales, if you have a business, if you have a product, if you are an entrepreneur with the intent on making money, you need to have a website. And here's why. Here are the things that a website can help with, right? A website can help with trust. And what I mean by trust is the fact that, and think about it in your own experience, right? Have you ever heard about something, or maybe you saw an ad that came up on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, TV, YouTube, whatever, and you thought the product or the service was interesting, and you kind of went to look for a website? What if they didn't have one? Would you trust it? With all the scams that's going on right now today, if people don't have websites, it's kind of like, is this real? Can I trust this product? Can I trust this service? Is it, so without a website, people in today's world will not trust your product or service. And you may have the absolute best product or service out there, but without a website, the trust is gone. And if we can't trust you, if nobody can trust you, then your sales get diminished. Okay? So that's the first thing, or the first reason why you must have a website. The second thing a website helps with is your credibility. Kind of along the same lines of trust, but is this product real? There have been many times, okay, let me say many times, but recently I saw something on Instagram, an ad popped up on Instagram. It was a necklace, and you probably seen this like a lot around Mother's Day, right? It was a necklace that you can have the children's name engraved into each little emblem along with their birthstone. So of course I wanted to get that for my wife for Mother's Day. And when I went onto the website, they had a website, right? But I kind of struggled with it because the website didn't provide me with the credibility that I wanted. It was just kind of out there. It had the images on there, but it couldn't give me the information I needed. But websites do help with credibility because they had a website. My trust was more, okay? And then my son, he really wanted my wife to have it, so he encouraged me. We made the purchase, and luckily it worked out. She got it, right? But how, you may be asking, how does a website help with credibility? Why? Because people want to buy from people, okay? People want to connect with people. They want to see the face of the business. And by having a website, more importantly, an About Us page on the website, that's where the credibility comes from. That's where people feel more comfortable. They feel like, okay, I can trust this person because here they are. They're right here on the website. I'm reading about them. The About page is probably one of the most read pages on any website. So it's a very important page to have because it adds to their credibility. It adds to their trust. Another thing that a website helps with is presentation. Okay? Presentation is extremely important. And the reason is because if you're selling something, how it's presented to your target audience is going to determine how well it does, right? Like chefs know this a lot. When they plate the food and they present it, it looks amazing for those that do it right. Like, I'm not a chef. I've only been around chefs, right? I've only seen chefs do it. So I don't plate. I just put the food on there, right? So at my house, there is no presentation. When I'm cooking, it's there. You eat it, you good, whatever. But those who take pride in the food, they're chefs. When they plate it, it looks so good, like you almost don't want to eat it. You just want to, man, let me just indulge in the visualization first, then I'll take part. Well, websites help with that. You can display your product or service on your website with such beauty, right? You can add things. You can put it with the right people. Say, for example, Nike, right? Go to the Nike website. The presentation is there. Why? Because they have Nike presented on the side of athletes. That's their target audience. That's who they're marketing to, people who are athletes. So you won't see Nike on a suit website, right? Like that whole presentation it just won't mix at all, right? You won't see no kind of athletic shoes on a suit and tie type website. So the presentation aspect of it, the website definitely helps you manage that part, okay? Also, your website helps you with marketing. And understand, I'm not talking about sales, okay? I'm talking about marketing. There is a very distinctive difference between sales and marketing. I know they always group them terms together. I know they always like to say that they are interchangeable, but they are not. There is a clear, distinctive difference between marketing and sales. Okay, marketing is the research. It is the gathering of the information. So with a website, you can look into what your users or what your potential customers or what your already customers that you have, what are they really looking at? You can put heat maps on your website to look and see where people are clicking at the most. You can look and see what product are they checking out the most. You can look and see at what times of the day are they visiting your website. There is so much information that you can get from a website that can help you better your sales strategy, that can help you better understand your customer and everything that they're trying to understand about your business. Because the more you understand about your customer, the more you can actually give them what they want, right? I always say that we don't want to give them what we think they want. We want to give the customer what they want. And by having a website, all of this data will come to you and you can use that to put together a magnificent sales strategy, okay? Speaking of, there it is. Yeah, a website will absolutely help you with sales, okay? And then I just kind of talked about the marketing thing, but here's what you can do with websites. You can create funnels with websites. You can take people through a buying process, right? Have anybody ever been to IKEA? You ever notice like you just can't go into IKEA and go where you want to go? No, you got to go up the escalator and walk through the entire showroom floor just to get to that one little thing you want. But as you're browsing the showroom floor, IKEA was smart, you're looking at everything like, wow, I wasn't thinking about that in the beginning, but now that I'm here and I see it, I kind of like that. Let me get that, right? So you went to IKEA. That's why I like going to IKEA with my wife, because I know I'm focused. I can be like a horse. I got tunnel vision. I know what I want. I won't be distracted. I'm strong like that. But when my wife is there, oh my God, So IKEA is smart, because when we go for that one thing, we always end up with a cart just because they make us do that. But you can do the same exact thing with a properly set up website. So it can help increase your sales. No problem there. Okay. Dana. Thank you, Dana. Hold on. Let me come back to me here, because Dana gave me a super chat. Y'all got to give Dana a high five and put this out here. Where'd it go? Okay, there we are. All right. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, see, there it goes. Dana right there. You're awesome. It says it. I'm going to put a high five over. High five. You get one. Thank you so very much here. All right, good. Any questions? Yes, some say here. Here we go. Maria, yes, says they have been wanting to put hers up, especially for Spanish-speaking clients, which are like 90%. I say go for it, right? If you have a website, we just saw how it can do a lot of things for you, Maria. Definitely get the website up. Make sure that you get that cracking. Don't wait. I'm going to be on you. Now that I know, I'm going to be on you, all right? Cher says, let's see, but some have websites foreign looking where the copyright years at the bottom of the first page are often outdated. I know that, yes. You know what? You're absolutely true, right? When we're talking about websites and credibility and trust, some things are outdated, but do a little bit more research to it. Right? If it doesn't feel right, then obviously, by all means, go with your gut feeling. Don't spend money there, but if you want to be nice, maybe you can send the administrator an email saying, hey, these things are outdated, check and, do an update. Because I did that, right? Like, because I do all my websites myself. I build them myself. And so there are certain minute details that I may forget, right? The copyright, what is it called? The privacy notice, the disclaimer. Some things I forget, and I love it when people send me an email, be like, hey, you might want to check this out or do this here. Cool, thank you, right? So if you want to be that kind of individual, by all means, go for it. And when we talk about websites, yes. Share Slade says that search engine optimization is definitely helpful. I'm not going to even say it's definitely helpful. It is absolutely needed, okay? SEO is important. Now, I'm not going to really get into a whole lot with websites. I actually have a video on YouTube on why you need a website. I made that a couple of years ago. I do believe the principles are still true today. Check it out, and we'll kind of go from there. But so let's keep on going, right? Because we do got some things to talk about. So let me get back to it. That was the top tool. So the first tool you need, a website. And the website, as you can see, the trust, the credibility, the presentation, the marketing and sales, that's what a website will do for you. The second tool on the list is a tracking system. And here is what I'm talking about you need to track, okay? You want to track everything. This is the tax side of me coming out. Again, you can do it in your mind. You can throw everything in a shoebox. You can put it in a bag, a grocery bag, but it doesn't always work that way. So you need a type of tool that is going to allow you to track everything. You want to track your income and your expenses as a small business, okay? Especially your expenses. And I mean all your expenses, not just the ones you swipe with. Mileage is an expense, but mileage is probably the most forgotten expense by far in my experience, all right? Nobody tracks their mileage, even though that is an expense that you don't have to pay for. That is a cashless expense, but most people don't really check it, at least in my experience, right? If you're tracking your mileage, kudos, good for you. So what does a tracking system help do? And here I'm talking about a bookkeeping type of software, okay? You don't have to have a bookkeeping type software. Like I said, Excel works. Pen and paper works, okay? But when you have a bookkeeping software, and there's so many of them out there, there's so many apps you can get on your phone, some free, some paid. It really just helps organize everything. One of the things we do a lot as entrepreneurs is that we stress ourselves out. And we stress ourselves out for the most smallest reasons, right? We think we're doing things well, and then at the end of the year, when it's time to do our taxes, we scrambling because, oh my God, I put all of the receipts in this box, and I said that I was going to do it one day, and that one day never came. And now you got all of these years worth of receipts you got to try to go through to get everything ready for tax season. Well, if you have a bookkeeping type software, all of that, I do it every Friday for the most part. I try to make sure every Friday that I go into my bookkeeping system, in which I use Xero. And again, I'm not an affiliate for them. I'm just saying that's the one that I use because it's very intuitive, it's easy, and I just like the way it looks and I like how it does things. So every Friday I go into Xero and I reconcile my bank account, make sure I enter in any invoices that's outstanding, look for any invoices that haven't been paid yet, send a friendly reminder to the individual like, hey, do this. It just makes things easier. And then every quarter I go in and I look at the reports and I can be like, okay, here's some information I need to know. Bookkeeping software, in my opinion, is just the easiest thing to do versus just trying to do everything at the end of the year. Do it throughout the year. Do it consistently. Get into that habit of tracking everything, and you'll be a lot more efficient, okay? So that's what Track Everything is. Again, it helps you save on taxes. And you may be like, how is tracking everything help me save on taxes? Kind of like I just said, think about the mileage. One of the big expenses that's free that we don't come out of pocket for, but we don't track it. And 90% of the times, in my experience, mileage gives a better result than the gas receipt. It actually does. A lot of people like, I'm gonna have to explain that to you one day, but I'm telling you, the mileage is the free thing, cashless expense, but we don't track it. And you think about, if you're not tracking things on a consistent basis, are you remembering it? Right? Like, you may spend money on something, put the receipt somewhere else, and then forget that you even spent the money on it. So if you forget that you spent it, you're not writing it off on your taxes because you don't even remember that you spent that money. So if you're not writing everything off that you are legally allowed to, that means you're leaving money on the table because your income is higher, your taxable income is higher, which means your tax is higher. Versus if you were to really track everything and you knew every single line expense, then you know for sure that you're writing off everything, therefore lowering your taxable income, thereby lowering your tax. So tracking everything will help you save on taxes. It also helps you know your numbers. That is so important to me. You know me as your favorite uncle cousin. Knowing your numbers should be like knowing your social security number. It's something you need to have in mind all the time. What are my numbers, right? Not everybody else's numbers, not what everybody just generalizes and says, these are the numbers. No, what are your numbers? That's what you need to know. That's what needs to be at top of mind. So like I said, every quarter, which is every 3 months, I go in and I look at my numbers. My numbers tells me a story. It tells me when business was good. It tells me when business was slow. It tells me when there was no business at all. And when I know that, I now can come up again with a plan. I can say, man, so looking at the numbers, I was rather low in March. So now what can I do in March to help bring back in that absence of cash? What can I do? But I can't know that if I don't know my numbers, and I can't know my numbers if I'm not tracking everything. That's why you must track everything, all right? Kind of based on what I just said, tracking everything helps you make better decisions. We cannot go through business just willy-nilly doing things on the whim, doing things on the fly, just getting it because it's available to us, right? I always talk about cash flow. Yeah, you might be able to buy everything at once, but looking at your numbers, you be like, you know what? I may need to spread this cash out a little bit more. I may need to have this cash flow, right? Cash flow. I may need this cash to flow a little bit longer. So therefore, I don't want to spend this lump sum right now. Maybe I can just put it on a payment plan, pay it off within a year, something like that, right? I mean, just knowing your numbers allows you to make better decisions, but you don't know your numbers if you're not tracking everything. So we got to track everything. Again, let me put myself out here too, because I see some things go, oh, wow. Let me put this here, right? So Maria, my good friend, you're awesome. I got to figure out a way to move this new super chat, right? Like, I was just at home this week building things, doing things, and I made this here for those who do super chat, but it blocks my face. So yeah, I could be making all kind of funny faces behind here and y'all wouldn't even know it. But to my girl, Mia, much appreciate the super chat. You are awesome, as it says. So what else here? I saw some comments. I want to make sure that I'm getting it here. Okay. And let's see. Somebody says that Everlance, I don't think I've ever heard of Everlance, is great for everything. Is Everlance a like a website builder, or is Everlance something for bookkeeping? I don't think I've heard of Everlance, but if that's a resource that you're saying is great, by all means, let us know. Like what is everything? So kind of explain that, right? What else here, man? Let me get a cup of water. So remember, you want to get a website, you want to track everything. Oh man, we are 30 minutes in. I gotta hurry. I only went through 2. I gotta hurry this up. All right, let's get back to it. So after tracking everything, making better decisions, the next thing we want to make or have as a tool is social media. Yes. Again, having social media alone is not a substitute for a website. Yes, there are a lot of like things out there that kind of substitute a website, but it is not. Oh, one more thing. Before I go too deep. For those of you who use like Shopify, Etsy, eBay, Amazon, what else am I thinking of? For those who have the online stores through those e-commerce type of websites, still have your own website. All right? No matter what you want to own, right? Because what if they decide to shut down one day? You got to shut down your business? No. So you still want to own your own. You want to be in control, right? I mentioned we were talking about the website, and probably, like I said, if I have enough time, I'll actually show you what I mean by having your own. So even if you have Shopify, even if you have any of those Etsy, anything like that, still have your own website. You can even build it to the point where if somebody is on your website and they want to purchase, they click the purchase link and they can check out in Shopify, right, or something like that. But you want to be in control. So make sure, that's why it's important that you have your own website. All right, let's go ahead and get back to it. So social media, it's important to have. Why? Because social media just deepens things, okay? So here's what social media does. One, it's I'm gonna be honest with you. These things here are going to be the same as the website, right? Because having social media builds trust. Why? Because people know that they're dealing with a human being, okay? With social media, most people use social media to connect with their audience on a different level, okay? Building that additional trust and building that credibility, because what's on the website is consistent with what's on social media. The two mirror each other, the two match, the two come together, the two are the same. So it's like, okay, it was consistent across the board. I saw it on the website, right? Then I went over to Facebook and it was a different picture, right? We talk about presentation. It was something different, but it was the same. Oh, look, I went over to Instagram. Oh, there it was, right? Then I read the About page, and guess who was there? The same individual. So social media just happens to add more. It really takes it to another level. Again, on social media, especially if you sell visual things, like going back to the chefs, those who do food, social media is beautiful because the presentation, you can cook your food, put it together, do it right, get that angle right, like you got that camera and you just, bam. Now you take that picture, put it on social media, everybody seeing your food. And they don't have to have smell-o-vision because the presentation is just so laid out. They like, cool. I've ventured a couple of restaurants that I've eaten at. I have eaten at because I saw the picture on social media. I went there like, oh, this is in my area. That look good. Let's go. Told the wife and the kid, we about to go try a new restaurant. Why? Because I saw the presentation on social media. There's a few restaurants that I have saved in my Instagram that I am going to fly to Texas just to get that steak because the way they are presenting it on social media. But you can do that with any of your visuals, shoes, clothes, shirts, beauty products. As long as the presentation is right on social media, you're good to go. Again, it's good for marketing, and social media is also good for sales. Social media does the same thing as your website. If you go into the data, you can look and see which one of your posts is doing the best. You can see where your viewers or subscribers or whatever is coming from. You can get that information, which will therefore increase your sales. Like most social medias nowadays, you can put a call to action button under a post. And the call to action is like saying, okay, check out now, or learn more, or book now, something like that. Those things that lead you to do something which is going to increase your sales. Okay, that's what it is. So real quick, so let's see. Oh, here we are. Okay. Let's see here. So Paradise says that, I guess we were talking about the Everlance is good for expense tracking. So that's one of those budget keeping type of software. So again, she said it was Everlance. So check it out, see if it works for you. Here's another one. She says that it keeps track of mileage and business meetings, the time. Good. That's actually good. Again, she said it was Everlance. I've never heard, never tried it, but check it out. If you're one of the ones who don't have a bookkeeping type thing, check that out. See if it works for you. Okay? Let's see here. All right. Let's see. All right, so let's keep it going because we only got a few more extra minutes here. We want to keep this popping here. So let me put it back on the screen. What are we talking about next? So, social media. It goes deeper. I was recently listening to DJ Khaled, right? Another one. He was telling the story how social media helped deepen his relationship with his fans. Now, from his perspective, everybody knew who he was, right? The famous DJ, great producer, had a few tracks out there, but nobody really, I guess, knew his face because producers are behind the scene for the most part. And so the story he told, which, like I said, the reason why social media is important, he stated that he didn't feel social media, right? He wasn't really feeling it. His entourage, his team told him, they encouraged him to do it. So he went up on Snapchat, and he wasn't really showing the process. He maybe did one or two things, did one or two snaps, right? Showing maybe some of what he was doing in his daily life, just kicking it. And he said he noticed a change. Like, he used to go to Vegas, get out the car, and be able to walk through the front entrance and go to his room. But because he started doing things on social media, connecting more, going deeper with his audience, the next time he went to Vegas, they told him, you got to go around the back. And he like, why? He said, man, because the hotel is packed with your fans. Nothing about him changed. It was the simple fact that he went on social media and he created that deeper relationship and he connected on another level with his fans. So if that's, and that's what you want to do. You want to build what Pat Flynn has coined as super fans. You want those kind of people because they will buy and promote you like it ain't nothing, okay? So let's see here. Let's go on to the next one here. 4, another tool. You need to get some assistants, okay? Assistants, people who can assist you, okay? That's what you need. This one here is a real important tool to have, an assistant. So here are the things that an assistant will do. An assistant will free up your time. Now, time is something that is very valuable. It is very precious. And when you think about freeing up your time, that alone should be worthy enough if you like, yeah, I will seek out an assistant because you get to have people do, you get to just hand off things like, man, okay, what would take me this time? I got to go through and do this and do that. Well, if you had an assistant helping you, that's freed up time. Okay. I like to tell people, I don't mind doing things for free. I really don't, right? For most of y'all know, I respond to comments and things like that. I mean, I do charge an hourly rate. If we got to have a deeper conversation, there is a fee for that. But for the most part, I'll sit up, you ask a question, I'll answer it. But when it comes to, folks really trying to take advantage of that, I have to explain to them about free time. About, what should I say, about doing things for free I do in my free time, right? If you want me to do it for free, I don't mind, but note that I am going to do it in my free time. And so, what is the free time? Well, first I got to figure out, I got to take care of my family, right? It's always first. So they require my time. Then there's my business that requires my time. Then there's me that requires my time. And what's left after those three things is my free time. Now, of course, how much free time I have varies at the end of the day, but it will happen. It just has to be done in my free time. So freeing up time is something that absolutely we must do, and having an assistant will do that, okay? An assistant can also do what you cannot, okay? I'm bad at something. The one thing that I'm bad at is trying to do it all. I am a DIY till I die kind of guy. That was a bar right there. I was rapping. The DIY guy till I die. There we go. I'm going to put that behind a beat and I'm going to be a rap star. See you DIY. But I just spend so much time trying to figure out how to do something as opposed to outsourcing it to somebody who can do it. That is something that I am bad at. That is something that I am working on, though. Why? Because I want to free up my time to spend more time with my family and at the same time still be productive. So in order to do that, I have to have an assistant because they do what I can't do. Like, it took me some time to learn Photoshop. When all that time I was wasted learning Photoshop, I could have just had somebody else do what I wanted to do for me. Well, I'm glad I know it because I can still do it myself. But at the same time, they can do what we can't do. So if there's something you can't do, don't waste time struggling, trying to figure out how to do it. Get an assistant. Have them do it for you. They can do what you can't. Assistants will ultimately increase your productivity based on the two things that we just said. Free up your time, do things you can't. Based on that, you will be way more productive. Absolutely more productive, getting things done. And productivity is what produces the profit. Okay? That's like a 3P thing. Productivity produces profit. If you are not productive, you are not producing. And if you are not producing, you are not making profit. Remember those 3Ps. I just made them up right now. But remember them. Okay? So you want to increase productivity. Having an assistant will help you do that. And there's places. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and immediately hire a W-2 assistant. You don't have to hire nobody. You can get freelancers, right? One of my favorite places is Fiverr.com. It's called Fiverr because you can get things done for as little as $5. That's why it's called Fiverr.com. And they have freelancers on there. You can go to Fiverr.com and they have things from building your website to managing your social media. Whatever you can think of, you can find somebody to do it on Fiverr. And another one that I've worked well with is Upwork.com. All of those, and I'm pretty sure there may be other ones that I'm not thinking of, but all of those places can help you find an assistant that's going to help you do what you can't do yourself, okay? Yes, 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 yes. All right. So, assistance, free up your time, do what you can, increase your productivity. Go on Fiverr.com, go to Upwork.com, whatever it is that you are struggling with, stop struggling. Go to one of them websites, find somebody that can do it for you, get it done. Period. All right. What's next on here? Oh, yes. Number 5, the last tool, a computer. Now, the only reason I say this, because in my experience, I know we love these things here, right? We love the phone. We love it. We can do a lot from a phone, but there's still a lot of things that this phone cannot do. Still, yeah, we love working from them. They're tools, right? Some of you may be watching me right now from your phone, and that's absolutely cool, but we still, as a business owner, need a computer. I cannot stress that enough. A computer, one, reduces mistakes. Again, when we're operating from our phones, we're doing things with our thumb, we're typing on them, mistakes happen, right? Because it's not an actual keyboard, right? Like keyboard, look how big this keyboard is, right? Compared to our phone, there's so many things on there and it's so spaced out and we can get it done. The keyboard is beautiful. Even if you have to get they're like some mini Bluetooth keyboards. I have one for my phone. I don't think I have it here, but there's mini Bluetooth keyboard for your phone. Get it, use it. If you don't have a computer, but having it reduces the mistakes, because I deal with paperwork a lot all the time. And I see the mistakes when people try to communicate with me and all they have is a phone. It doesn't really work well. And that doesn't look good when you're doing business to business transactions. Your presentation, you want that to be as pristine as possible. So having a computer helps with that, okay? Your computer increases visuals, meaning this is a very small screen. You can see a lot on it, granted, right? But how many of us actually be pinching, trying to zoom in to see everything, to see the visuals, right? Like, oh, yeah, that's a good picture. Let me double tap so I can zoom in. Let me look at the, or is that just me because I'm old? I'm just saying, but like, we always trying to zoom in and see something. If you have a computer, the visuals are absolutely amazing. It's there. You don't have to zoom in. Even if you need to zoom, right, you click the mouse, bring it up, you can zoom it right then and there. But it, again, reduces those mistakes, because what you may have thought was a 2, you put on the computer, was like, oh no, that was actually an 8, right? So having a computer increases the visuals, makes everything that much better. Again, having a computer will increase your productivity. I understand that our phones are, mini computer, they can do things, right? Some phones come with Microsoft Excel, Word, PowerPoint. You can do video conferencing, you can do Zoom, you can do Skype, you can do so many things on your phone, absolutely. But from a computer, the productivity is a lot much better. I cannot do this type of live, right? I can't have me in one box, have the visual in another box from my phone. That's not gonna happen. I need an actual computer to get things done, right? So it makes me a lot more productive. My family talk about me all the time. They like, when my grandma called, and she do, and I love my grandmother, she'll call and be like, where's my grandson? On that computer? And they be like, yeah, well, yeah, I'm productive. I am on my computer all the time. And that is just the running joke in the house. Where's Tyrone? On the computer? Yeah, I absolutely am. I am on my computer all the time because I want to be productive. I have to be productive, and having something helps with that, right? What else? Oh, let's see what else. I think that was it, right? Okay, yeah. So come back here. So some comments. Well, I'll be. Let's see here. Let me kind of go back over. Want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Maria says that she has a 7-year-old as her assistant, prepping the tax presentation folders, loading the paper into the printer. Right. So here's to your 7.
High five.
That's absolutely amazing. And you're right. Y'all see, I have my son here with me, right, on certain Fridays. He'll probably be here every other Friday. I don't know, because he says he has a life, and I get it. So it's cool. Assistants help. Absolutely. So just to your 7-year-old, really love it. And let's see here. She says that it really helps a lot because then I have more time to focus. Yeah, see what I'm saying? You taking that small piece of thing just by making client folders, loading paper in the printer, frees you up just more time for you to absolutely focus in on your client and be more productive. So yes, assistants, gotta love them here. Let's see, Ms. Royal says, great question here. Is there a contract signed that says the freelancer can't take ownership of the site they help build? Well, look, I've worked with freelancers before when building my websites a long time ago before I started doing myself. And for the most part, you give them access to the website to make changes. So you'll go in and create your URL, your domain. You'll create the admin. You'll set all that up. And then you'll give them access to go in there and make changes. And then once that is done, you just remove them as an admin and remove the ability for them to make changes, and you maintain all the rights. So as long as you own the URL, which you purchase yourself, I wouldn't have them purchase it. Purchase that yourself. As long as you own the URL, you own the website. But that was a great question. I appreciate you asking it. Let's see here. Cher says that she did something at first, but it was time consuming and tedious. I don't know what you did at first. Maybe it was something I said, but hopefully you got that fixed. It is no longer time consuming and tedious. Okay. Dana, oh man, my girl Dana says that she absolutely loves Fiverr. Indeed, I love it myself. Cannot complain. And let's see here. Hold on, let me. Digital Live, UCTG at, well, add a the in front of that. It is the self-employedtaxguy.com. Yeah, so UCTG at the self-employedtaxguy.com. That is my email. Thank you, Digital Life, for putting that out there. But just make sure you add a the to it, and that's how you actually get me. Wow, family is here. Mr. Smith, Hiawatha Smith. Good to see you, boy. Says that you can use a tablet too, laptop too much to carry around. Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. You can use tablets because tablets nowadays, well, like even like this little iPad that I have here, can function as a mini laptop or as something different to your computer, I guess so, right? Especially the new ones. Like I think even the iPad Pro, you can get a Bluetooth keyboard attached to it, and you can pretty much use it the same as you would a laptop, even though it's a tablet. So tablets absolutely do work. Appreciate you, Walter, for saying that there. And real quick, because we've got a few more minutes, there is one more tool, a bonus tool, so to speak, that I'm going to say that every entrepreneur needs, and that's a coach. Absolutely. Coaches, in my opinion, mentors, people that hold us accountable, people that help us get to where we want to go, people that can see things that we don't see, that can help us, bring it down. Coaches are valuable. Get one, okay? Yes, most coaches, you pay for them, but if you have a friend, somebody that you look up to, somebody that is where you want to be or is doing things that you want to do, seek that individual out. Have conversations with them. You want people to hold you accountable. Coaches do just what coaches do. Like I guess the best example I can see that I can use is like look at a football team. A coach is not in the game. They're on the sideline looking. Right? They're looking at everything. They're looking at the other players' team. They're looking at individuals on the team. They're looking at the scoreboard. They're looking at the condition. They're looking at the clipboard. Coaches look at everything. They see what you cannot see. They help you walk through the process. They help course correct when you're veering off and you want to do things, but it's like, you know what? Talk to your coach. Right? Get one. Get a mentor. Again, make sure that it's somebody who is where you're wanting to be, right? Because if both of y'all on the same level, the coaching conversation won't be that productive. Not to say that it's not going to be productive at all. It just won't be as productive. You know, even the extremely wealthy have mentors. They have coaches. I was listening to Damon John off the Shark Tank, and he was saying that, you know, he was a multi-millionaire, but when he would be in a room with billionaires, it was a different conversation. So he would talk to them and ask them questions and ask them to coach him. So even multi-millionaires seek out individuals who are where they want to be. And they ask them to coach them, to guide them, to mentor them. And as a small business, I noticed that those who have coaches, those who have mentors, they seem to excel rapidly or faster than the person who doesn't. They seem to reach their goals a lot quicker and a lot safer. And by meaning safer, meaning that they're not taking a lot of risks. Right? There's always risk, but those risks are oftentimes mitigated because the coach is looking at something completely different than the business owner who has tunnel vision, right? They have the blinders on. They can only see what's there. So when you get a coach and they bring that other vision in there, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Let me go back and redo or revisit and whatever. But that is done by having a coach. So coaches are extremely an effective tool. And that's just a bonus. I know I said I was going to give you the top 5, but I wanted to give you that bonus one because coaches are absolutely amazing. Okay, even myself, I have coaches that I talk to and get myself back on track. And sometimes that's myself, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so yes. What else here? So let me get to some comments. Walter says, what's up, fam? You always here. No worry about it here. Spoonman says, great suggestion. And you know what, Maria? You say I'm your coach, but we coach each other, right? I'm glad you say that. Much love to you, but we coach each other because I feed off you as much as you feed off me, and that's why I greatly appreciate you. So, yes, that's it for me, right? Wow, right on time, 6:58. So, again, the 5 tools that you need: your website, your tracking system, you need your social media. What else did I say? You need your laptop, and you need a coach. There's 6. Did I miss one? I think I missed. Let me see. Computer. Oh, the assistants. Yes. So again, website, social media, tracking system, an assistant, and a computer. If you have all 5 of those tools, you are going to find entrepreneurship to be a lot more easier. And again, those were just the ones that off the top of my head that I feel are important because those are the ones that I use. If there are any other tools that you've used or that you think entrepreneurs should use, by all means, make sure to leave so in the comment. Share that information with those watching this video. You know, so definitely. Yes, another tool to have is a tax professional or a CPA. Granted, right? Definitely need somebody to do it if you can't do it yourself. So, What else? Oh, last thing, right? Want to kind of get back to it here. I was looking at what we do. So, computer, we got that, coach. Oh, today's quote. I want to leave us with a quote for today. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Quote from Mr. Walt Disney himself. I like taking quotes from famous people who've actually done things because if that was his mentality to quit talking and start doing, then it worked. Because Walt Disney is a great company involved in a lot of things. And if that was the mentality that got that started, I think we all should adopt it so we can have great products out there. Okay? So that is it. We are here at the end of the screen, man. Yeah, it's time for me to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. 7 o'clock right on the dot. Happy that everybody was able to join me. So happy that everybody was here. Thank all of you for the super chats. I want to make sure that I did not miss anything. If I missed any transaction, by all means, please forgive me. Like I said, my son wasn't here, gave him the day off to do so. But thank you to everybody who tuned in. Much love. Make sure that you follow me on Facebook. Give a thumbs up. Make sure to share this video. Check me out on social media, especially on Instagram, because I'm really going to go live probably one day next week on Instagram just to kind of talk about how or why I'm feeling like a villain these days here, kind of explaining that. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. Make sure that you hit the bell notification. Know that I love you. I appreciate everybody. Much love. And man, y'all have a safe, enjoy your weekend. And hopefully I will see you guys next week.